Do you remember the China you saw in the movies growing up? Legendary kung fu master, mysterious temples and monks with superhuman abilities? In this place, the lines between those movies and reality completely disappear.
Inside the city walls, we found an ancient financial empire protected by the greatest martial artists. But the most mind-bending part of this journey was waiting for us at the top of a freezing mountain, tracking down a 1,000-year-old legend. Monks who conquered death by mummifying themselves alive.
We're in Shanxi, one of China's poorest provinces, and that means that they didn't get a chance to rebuild their city and modernize like everywhere else. So there's a lot of very well-preserved ancient towns. And one of those is Pingyao, a city fortress just a few hours away from Xi'an. Entering Pingyao is like stepping into a 200-years-old vault. These streets once controlled over half of China's entire silver trade. Here they invented a revolutionary system called Piaohao, a way to move fortunes across the empire without a single coin ever leaving the city. In an era with no phones and internet, they created wire transfers. But these banks look nothing like modern ones. We are now in the oldest bank that was turned into a museum. We've just seen the counter room where the clerks would count the money. We visited also the sort of treasure hall where they would hide the silver and gold.
They realized it would be so convenient if you can exchange money and in an easy carry way and exchange it out somewhere else. So they developed this banking system where, you just put silver and gold to them and then get a paper certificate, and you can use this paper certificate to withdraw the money somewhere else. And it's quite interesting. And just think about it. It's only recent, right? This was found in the 1800s, so it's not even that far away from our current time. It's literally like a fortress, so people wouldn't come in and steal anything. So yeah, they had a really good security system.
Another bank of the many that there were in Pingyao, and here they're even doing sort of live shows. You go through the experience of doing the exchange, so you get your ticket at the counter here, and then you go down to the vault and you have it exchanged for a piece of
for
silver.
A souvenir. Yeah.
Also, there is a guy, when you have certain amounts, I guess when you pass the door, he would shout and to welcome you.
And the highlight of this place were hands down the underground vaults.
Wow, my love.
Oh, this is huge.
Oh my God, look at the door. This is amazing.
And these are the door gods, so they're guarding this place. I think these are the best door gods, like arts I've ever seen. The benefit of being underground is well preserved.
True, yeah. Wow, it's very impressive. And there's even a martial artist room where 2-3 people were training to be able to react in case someone would try to rob this vault. Sometimes you still needed to transport gold and silver across the country, and in an era full of bandits and thieves, the best type of escort were legendary kung fu masters. It's like stepping into a Yip Man movie. This one is the martial arts center, one of the martial arts centers where people would come and learn martial arts in Pingyao. Because it's such an old city, there's very long history of martial arts, and one of the halls they had also the theory, about physiology, the pressure points, all the stuff you see in these movies about these legendary kung fu masters and how they were training. Here was happening centuries ago. It's pretty crazy. See, here you have, for example, some of the weapons you can see, and it's crazy to think that probably for a long time master after master trained on this ground and were probably fighting and sparring their students or challenging other schools and come up with new fighting system. It's really fascinating. What was mostly practiced here is Baguazhang, which probably you're familiar with from movies and series like The Airbender, or like Jet Li in the one uses Baguazhang to walk very fast in circles and in different stances, so that when an opponent is approaching and you're quickly able to sidestep them. So it's very interesting to see here. And martial arts and what we've seen before in the bank are actually very connected. And to explain that, we need to go and see the logistics centers. You can see here they have some weapon, because this delivery center will also offer very skilled martial artists, kung fu masters.
And they actually charge a lot. Depending on what are the merchandise, sometimes they could charge 5% of what they're delivering.
Whoa.
Or
Good
they
business.
charge by kilometers. Like if I walk 1 kilometer, how much you pay me? Like here it says it's called escort.
Escort business. And it originated as a fighting skill business. So fighters, they're like, hey, how about I offer my services to protect shipments? And this whole new industry came up of people willing to fight to protect their merchandise in exchange for a very hefty fee. These fighters, were crossing mountain ranges, deserts, forests to deliver the stuff. They even devised their own language, secret language, so not to give away the route or details of the shipment. And sometimes they would hide the merchandise inside logs, so it wouldn't look like they're transporting something precious. These are all the masters. We have that one who never lost in 30 years, that one who could fight ninjas, that one there is unparalleled skill in Kung Fu. This one that even has a shrine in a Shaolin temple for how big of a Kung Fu legend he was.
I wonder if they fight in the current time with, the martial artists. Like, how are they gonna win, or like what?
But even elite fighters couldn't stop every crime. And when criminals were caught alive, they were brought back to the heart of the city to face a justice system that was as efficient as terrifying.
This is the Qing Dynasty courtroom. It's one of the best preserved in China. And in the middle is where the judge is supposed to sit and rule and judge the criminal who are supposed to kneel down here. For the sentencing, they would use the color sticks. The black one means physical punishment, spanking being the most common. And the red ones is death punishment. So the sentencing, once it's decided, cannot be changed. So meaning even if it's wrong, it can't be flipped again. These are some common tools that's used for the physical punishment. That one is very common. We've seen that a lot in the TV series, and especially for women. So you're supposed to put your finger in the middle, and then they pull the two sides. Pretty painful. This one for the spanking is the most common, and they would use the very thin side because it's already pretty heavy being full wood, and it's painful. Sometimes like maybe 10 spanks, you'll pass out or something. This Qing Dynasty prison was used until the 60s.
These behind me are the cells for ordinary prisoners, and they have an ancient style hotbed made of bricks. It's hollow, so you can put a fire underneath and sort of warm you up at night.
This is the maximum security prison cell, and you see those cages, and they have different height. The taller cage, they actually have something to shackle your neck on top. Right? The taller cage, you put like a short person, so they couldn't stand fully. They have to stand tiptoe. And the smaller cage, they shackle the taller person, so they couldn't stand fully. They have to like half bend their knee. So it's very tiring if they stay in this for a long time.
Walking around this ancient street, you can't help but notice the aroma of a local specialty loved all over the country. Yeah, it's also famous all over China for its vinegar, and I hate vinegar, but when in Pingyao, you gotta try it, so this is the perfect place to do that. I'm so scared. I hate vinegar. It's really not my thing. This is very thick. It smells fruity, doesn't smell like.
没事，在家喝点醋是养生保健的，补充血管非常好。
Oh,
清理肠。
oh,
This one is raspberry.
yeah, it is fruity. It has
It has. They
different
also have
taste.
fruits. They add them into the fermentation process. And this one's raspberry. They also have apples and other stuff.
Yeah, it's really not bad.
Some of them, the aftertaste is very sweet. Some of it has slightly fruity taste.
Totally, this is not vinegar as I grew up knowing it.
Shanxi Province, they have the best vinegar in the country. And so in their cuisine, there's a lot of vinegars being used. And this vinegar makes it taste completely differently. The vinegar breaks down the protein and makes the meat soft. And then it's not sour at all. It just has a bit of vinegar aroma in the end. And then we have the veggies here. This one is a special thing here. So it's a type of noodles. And this is how it looks like.
Oh, it looks like cavatelli.
It just looks like
Looks like Italian cavatelli.
Yeah. Let me try how it tastes like. Oh yeah. It's very similar.
Right? Exactly like my mom's cavatelli.
Yeah.
Obviously, the sauce is different.
But in the soup, there's some tea. So it has a little bit of this tea flavor.
Biting this feels like home, like because my mom makes cavatelli a lot. Like it's our standard Sunday thing to do. She makes cavatelli homemade or with ravioli sometimes. And the pork, as I said earlier, I'm not into vinegar at all. But vinegar here doesn't taste bad at all. Doesn't taste acidic almost. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it has the hint of, giving it that acidic a little bit feeling, but it's not like, oh, I mean, it's kind of fruity. It really adds to the taste. It's amazing.
The city fortress is truly astonishing, but to find its biggest treasure, we need to venture outside the walls.
5 kilometers away from Pingyao Ancient Town, there is a very unique and special temple. This temple has been here for over 2,000 years, and all the clay sculptures, there are over 2,000 of them. They are very expressive. Just take a look how amazing they are.
This is the place where they came and scanned some of the characters and statues for Wukong Black Myth, famous video game. This is also what put Shanxi a little bit more on the touristic map, because people realized the high quality of the architecture and sculptures, and everything is old. Okay, so this temple is organized in different halls with different themes and gods. This is the god of hell, and it's surrounded by the judges of hell, which is very, very creepy because they all have this very scary expression as well, and they're very realistic. How do you feel? Someone that is afraid of statues, how do you feel?
I'm a little scared. Their eyes look so real. I don't know what's up with it. It's even a little shiny. I feel like they could come alive at any point.
When you look at the roofs of some buildings, they have these glazed, beautiful decorations like this dragon up here that is just mind-blowing. I've never seen something like this. Shanxi is definitely the place you want to go to if you want to enjoy some old architecture and sculptures in China. The statues of Shuanglin Temple are incredible, but now it's time to leave Pingyao behind and head to the mountains to see how a group of monks defied nature and mastered their own death. Over 1,000 years ago, there were monks who were able to turn themselves into mummies.
There are dozens of those real body bodhisattvas here, and we want to learn how and why they did it and how they actually looks like.
I just wonder which way we're taking. That one is a bit more adventurous. I mean, this one is also pretty cool, but...
Yeah, this is scary,
I'm telling
man.
you, it's like a small Huashan.
This is gonna be quite the adventure. Let's do it. And the terrain is not friendly because it's winter, it's icy, and it's slippery. Someone's having fun on the on the bridge.
Sweet, let's go. Many monks and also even emperors themselves, they would come to this mountain and pray for stuff. So yeah, you see all those caves. People use them to hide from the rains.
To add to the creepiness of the mountains and the difficult terrain and the presence of several mummies, there's also a cemetery up here and a tomb, which is also tied to one of the many folk stories and legends and histories of this mountain.
In China, we also have a ghost festival. It's called Qingming Festival, also called like a cold food festival. This guy who also has his tomb here, he is the reason that we have this ghost festival. And because back in the days, he did a very surprising thing. He cut his leg, some meat from his leg, to serve the emperor because they were on the run for a very long time, like 18 years, right? Being chased by the other countries. And when they ran into the forest and there was no food, he served his own leg to the emperor at that time. Later on, the empire was like rewarding everybody and realized he is not there. So the emperor tried to find him, and he found out him and his mom were living in this mountain, Mianshan mountain. So they came, try to find him, and they were shouting his names, try to find him. He doesn't respond. So the emperor came up with a rather stupid idea. He burned the mountain, tried to force them out. But eventually, they only found 2 corpses because they basically burned them alive here. So the emperor was really regretting the act, and then he announced the ghost festival, Qingmingjie, to remember his act.
So we're on a mountain filled with mummies, with a cemetery, a tomb of a guy who was burnt alive with his mom and started a whole ghost festival. I don't know, and it's only the 2 of us. I don't know if it can get any creepier than that, and we still haven't seen the mummies.
Look, these are the paintings of the stories.
And there are also statues all over related to the folklore and legends of this mountain. So you would see these creepy figures appear behind the rock. You just turn the corner while you're hiking and you're like, dude, what are you doing here? It's like so scary. And that is, I believe, the temple dedicated to him. It's actually rather beautiful. Wow, it's built in a rock.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a bird.
The only other soul on this mountain, apart from us.
I love his little short legs.
We made a friend. Oh, this is slippery. Now the hike got way easier and we're approaching the temple where the first bodhisattvas are. There's also this beautiful shrine on the way, and there are in total 16 of these real bodies of mummified monks on the mountain, scattered across several temples. And how and why they were doing this? Well, it said that only the most enlightened and disciplined monks could achieve this state. And in order to do that, they would have to come to the mountain, hike around a lot to lose as much body fat as possible, and also eat a very specific diet of just certain plants and certain herbs. And then towards the end of their life, when they lost the right amount of weight and they decided to go through this mummification process, they would start consuming this very special recipe, this concoction. It's a sort of herbal tea that is also poisonous. And that would be to poison, sort of make their organs poisonous and to keep away maggots and other, insects that would fester on the dead body. And then they would just lock themselves up and start meditating until they died. They would just exhale the last breath, sitting in lotus position, meditating, and just become mummies because their body would be pretty much already dried up. And on the way there's this corridor. I see some plaques. I think these are the life stories.
These are the life stories of the mummified monks.
Oh, wow,
this one, his mom sent him here because when he was young, he was often sick. And so his mom sent him here expecting he would live a longer life and, because he became a monk. And he actually lived until 68.
Wow.
When he died and become mummified, and now he's like forever. And that one is funny. He was on his way to Chang'an, so like Xi'an, because he was participating in an imperial exam.
Okay.
And he didn't got in. He failed, so he doesn't want to live anymore. He come here, become a monk.
Wow.
And he become a mummified monk at age of 45.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting.
Stories.
There are actually 2 temples, one with the Buddhist mummies and one with the Taoist mummies. And inside, I didn't really film or talk other than, shooting some images of the statues because it feels very wrong to do that, and it feels a little bit, it's unsettling. When you're pointing the camera at those statues, it feels a bit unsettling. Also, the expression in the face, it's a bit, It's overall quite eerie.
It's up for interpretation because in the explanation, they were always saying they're smiling and they're telling their life story and telling like how nice basically like
Yeah, they were good people.
yeah, they were like the good stuff they did in their life. So I think they're you know, it should be good.
It feels a bit wrong to
It
point
does.
the camera.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit because you know it's a real person.
The mountain has one last surprise for us, and it is jaw-dropping. This is the most incredible place I have seen. Like, it's insane, this temple complex. So you remember we were climbing those two chains on the side of a cliff earlier, and those were placed by these two monks in this shrine. These two monks are also two important monks who mummified themselves. And I'm gonna walk you through the rest of this complex because it's just incredible. Now we're walking through this spectacular landscape, incredible juxtaposition of temples and nature here. There is another shrine here, which is a shrine to the Shakyamuni Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha temple. And in this, there are the statues of 1800. Beautiful, like some of them are a bit creepy because it feels like they're staring at you, the amount, how realistic they are. And then in here, this is mind blowing. This is the Light King temple. It is on, come I'll show you, it's on layers. So you see 3 different layers of statues here, and each one representing a realm. So you have the heaven layer, you have the hell, and you have earth. And the amount of detail and the colors, everything is just something I've never seen in any other temple here in China or in general, I think in my whole life.
That's why Shanxi is so famous for these things. The statues has their own style and they're just super realistic.
Here, this tiny cave, it's a cave used to pray, to have kids. So you go in here and there's a little temple. You walk into this cave like this and you reach this temple and shrine. If you pray and then you touch the stone and you wish for a kid, you get a kid. And all those ribbons, probably people who came back when their kid was born, because their wish was granted to thank the cave or the gods or the saint who made it possible. And then lastly, we have those bells hanging from the cliff, and those are hanged by people lowering themselves from the top. Actually, that's a pretty dangerous business, hang the bells, and they still do it today in spring. So that's why some bells look newer than others. Quite windy obviously here because of the shape of the rock, so you keep hearing the chiming of the bells as you walk and you look at this incredible nature and temple complex. What do you think of this place?
I think it's definitely one of the top temples I've been. And it feels really raw.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like, especially in Shanxi Province, you would expect all the statues are in different heights. Definitely fulfilled my expectations. The statues are crazy. I guess that's why Wukong came here and 3D scanned all the statues around here.
For the video game.
Yeah, for the video game, because they look ass-kicking and amazing stuff.
As we stepped out of the last temple, a snowstorm finally hit. It felt like the mountain had opened its door just long enough to let us see its secrets, and now it was sealing the vault right back up behind us. On our next episode, we will explore more of this incredible province, visiting the city of Datong, a wooden pagoda that is still standing against all odds, and a UNESCO heritage site that left us absolutely speechless. So subscribe to be the first to know when it comes out.